are all influenced by the media we consume.
While horror films used to be synonymous with B-movies, today they account for nearly 20% of all of the revenue received by feature film producers and distributors. A concerned parent wrote of a fourth grade teacher who had asked her students to write a short essay on what they would most like to do to celebrate Halloween. 80% of her 9-year-olds expressed the wish to kill somebody.
Now, you want to hear something really amazing? Over 1,000 studies and 30 years of research point overwhelmingly to a connection between media violence and aggressive behavior.
A lot of people who claim that media is a big influence on the crime, I think it's just like a big cop-out.
Those people that say violent movies will increase violence in neighborhoods, I think that's just a little bit of a cop-out.
I must offer to you a confession. I like movies that give me a fright. If the subject is horror, I've got to see more.
Well, we think it's pretty fun. A lot of people just like it because it's fun, it's wacko, it's not real, and so it's just the type of thing that people like to watch because you don't have to think reality when you watch it.
When it comes to gore or splatter or any other particular genres, the justification lies in our Constitution.
Freedom of speech, isn't it? Like, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to put on TV, that's what you want.
Movies affectionately known as splatter films routinely detail torture and dismembering of bodies, drinking of blood, cannibalism, and a host of other grotesque atrocities.
I don't need that kind of stuff in my personal life. I struggle with enough things.
Now, how many saw Scream? You thought it was scary?
Just a little drop of it. When he opened the door, Scream was there and he killed him.
The more they see it on TV, the more they seem to be open to it.
It causes the line between right and wrong to become vague to some people, especially the younger they are.
Record companies, movie studios, and television networks are in business for one thing, and that would be your spiritual enlightenment, not.
I mean, I don't let anybody influence me. I influence myself.
I don't think the music or the media or nothing like that affects how I feel.
I think the media has like a way strong effect.
Yeah, I just watch what is fun for me. Yeah, there's no limits.
I'm scared for you.
You can make all the movies you want and write anything you want, and people are gonna watch it. You know, it's on them what they do afterwards.
The music started getting darker, the movie's a lot darker, the comedy even got a lot sicker, you know?
Satan! This is Bobby Lee. Please be my friend.
I mean, there's things that I see that I don't like maybe in a movie. I think a movie might go too far and not, but I'll still see it.
I have had sex. I guess the media had some role in it.
They don't see the consequences and the guilt that follows weeks afterwards, and maybe even the pregnancy.
They make it seem like sex is always good, but it's not always good.
Not until Jesus comes and fills up that hole.
I'm not saying that if you watch a certain movie that you're automatically going to go out and do exactly what that movie said. But I am saying that there are certain people that will do exactly what they've heard and seen on movie.
And what are some of your favorite movies?
Nightmare on Elm Street. I've seen it 10 times.
You're a little young for that. That's a pretty scary movie. Were you frightened by it?
At first I was, but then I pretended I was Freddy.
Isn't Freddy the bad guy?
As long as I'm him, I don't have to worry. He kills everyone and no one can hurt him.
As it gets into the home to children who may be unattended or unaware that they may be a Ted Bundy.
We're not here to bash your favorite band, movies, videos, or video games. The issue isn't a list of do's and don'ts. It's about your relationship with God.
Violent video games, slasher films, music that's preoccupied with sex, and dark forms of occult.
The irony is that while these producers label such films as fun and make-believe, many of them hire practicing witches or Satanists as technical advisors who ensure the authentic reproductions and performances of rituals, sacrifices, spells, and curses.
We were watching a movie once together, and it was the movie we had rented, and we had heard by a few people about it. It was pretty good,
and we had just like seen the first 5 minutes of it, and there was just so much profanity that we just turned it off and didn't want to watch the rest of it just because it was just bothering our spirits.
We are definitely rated G. I mean, we're about as G as you can get, with a possible exception of maybe a little bit of violence. We do, like I said, have a fight scene, and we do have a shootout.
We need to ask ourselves, what would Jesus do when making every decision in life? And when it comes to entertainment, maybe we can take that a little further and say, what would Jesus watch? What would Jesus listen to?
Do me like Jesus. Do me like Jesus.
Well, Jesus is the Lord and in control of my life. Satan can't touch me, and that's no lie. Heaven on earth to me is a reality. The blood of Jesus Christ has set me free eternally.
Do you like movies with people with killing and scary movies?
I used to, but now I don't because I learned about Jesus so much.
What a good answer.
While many producers claim that these gruesome spectaculars are merely fun and not dangerous to the psyche of our youth, many of the scenarios from the horror films are duplicated in copycat crimes which make for sensational headlines.